Hello, Gwen. I'm Brandon.
I'm Gwen.
And this is Ryan. Also, welcome back to Broken Hearted Cast, where we talk about life, the universe, and everything between. Can we get a zoom in on Brian? Just so zoom in. Okay, cool. Thank you. Just make him more dramatic. Alright. So, today we're gonna actually just be a backstory type episode to get a little bit used to us and also get to know us a little bit better. So, what made you want to start YouTube? Because we touched on it on your first podcast episode, but we didn't go full depth into it.
Yeah. I don't remember which came first, but I remember watching just a bunch of different gaming YouTubers. I was just kind of like, I can do funny little quips with my friends while playing video games.
Yeah.
I can do this. But I also,
But then you start doing it and you're like, this is harder than it looks.
It's pretty easy, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard in certain ways, but I remember, I kind of remember the day, like, I remember just thinking, like, you know, I want to, like, do this when I grow up. Like, not specifically YouTube. At first, like, I actually, like, I kind of wanted to just start YouTube as a hobby.
Yeah. As everyone does, yeah.
Yeah. But what I really wanted to do was voice acting. And I was around, like, between 10 and 12 years old, I'd say, when I, like, realized, yeah, I want to do this when I grow up. But, like, and I wanted to do that until my junior, I think it was my junior year of high school, when I had to take personal finances.
And now you went from that to back to voice acting.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, I wanted to do YouTube, and I knew I couldn't make, like, it'd be really hard to make a job out of it, and I didn't really want to make a job out of it. I wanted to have a job and then be able to do YouTube when I came home. But I remember really wanting to do voice acting, and I thought, oh, like, this is probably a really well-paying thing. It's not. You can't live off of it, really.
Unless you got multiple characters.
Well, yeah, like, a lot of voice actors either have a lot of things lined up for them, or they have other stuff they're doing, whether it be YouTube, or a lot of voice actors have bands.
Yeah. Because a lot of them are really good singers.
Yeah, and that's how they know how to voice act.
Yeah.
And some voice actors are just straight up actors, so they have that advantage also.
And North is the whole entire package.
Yeah.
He can do mocap, he can voice act, he can act in general, because he was the killer on CSI Miami for one of the episodes. Yeah, didn't know about that now, did you?
No, I did not. But yeah, I remember really believing that, like, I was going to be able to get into, like, voice acting for a job until I took personal finances, and one of the things for homework was to fill out a sheet, like, do research and figure out, okay, this is my dream job. How much would I make in a year?
Right.
And then you have to divide that up for rent, and you have to find an apartment in your area or in the area where you'd be working, and have it fit into your budget for how much you'd be making in, like, a month or a year. And I very quickly realized that I'm not gonna be able to live off of this. Like, yeah, so that dream got kind of crushed. And then from there, I was just kind of like, I did research on another one of my passions, which was hair cutting. And I saw I could make a lot of money from that, so I was kind of just like, I guess I'm gonna do that instead.
Yeah,
and
but then we started dating.
yeah, and then I started doing this, and I started realizing, nope, yeah, I can still do the voice acting stuff.
Yeah, because even whenever we were playing video games, or whenever we're gonna move on to D&D and Monster of the Week stuff, like, you can do voice acting through that.
Yeah.
That will give people that's watching the opportunity to be like, hey, she's pretty good. Let's hire her for the show, for this character.
Yeah, and like, I also kind of like had to think like, would I really be happy or really be able to do like salon work for a living? And like, yeah, I'd be making a whole lot of money, like enough to really nicely live off of, but is it still gonna be like, would it be worth it, basically?
Right.
And I kind of weighed them, and it's like, I'd rather do something that makes me happy and that I really enjoy, but don't make a whole lot of money off of and would have to have maybe another job on the side, than to do something that I'm not super passionate about and that I'd still be doing the other thing on the side just for fun. So, yeah.
Because this to me, it seems way more fun than cutting hair for a living.
I mean, cutting hair is pretty fun.
Yeah.
It's just, it would get kind of boring after a while, I think. But yeah, also like, I remember not just like YouTubers, kind of like also just watching anime and stuff. Like, I got to meet a lot of my favorite voice actors at cons, and they were really nice people and really encouraging. When I would tell them like, I want to do what you do for a living, they would get like super like enthusiastic and really encouraging.
Like,
and
here recently we met the voice for Bulma, the new Bulma. And also, she does Poppy from My Hero Academia. And
she does all female anime
basically,
characters.
Yeah.
Basically, if you know like a mainstream, very popular anime, she's been in it. Like, she's been in Fairy Tail, Full Metal Alchemist,
Panty and Stocking.
Panty and Stocking, Orange High School Host Club. There's a whole lot more. Did I say
Dragon
One
Ball Z?
Piece? I don't think I said One Piece. I think she was in One Piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's in Dragon Ball Z. So yeah, she's been in, I think she may have been in Pokemon, but I'm not sure about that.
But she's been in just about everything. And
yeah.
whenever we told her, like, yeah, no, we do YouTube for a living, she got so excited and just wanted to keep talking with us for, like, what, 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Just about what we do and how we do it, and just talk about some experiences that we had from watching her stuff. And, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to ask me the same question back? Or?
Sure, yeah. What made you want to do this?
I was really depressed and anxiety-filled child. So
yeah, I completely forgot to mention that stuff. Like, watching YouTube and watching anime did really help with, like, depression and stuff like that. And also, like, hearing, like, my favorite YouTubers and stuff talk about, like, their lowest points and being able to be, like, relate to that and see, like, oh, yeah, like, they want to help people. And, like, that made me want to do YouTube, is, like, oh, I could, maybe me being funny, playing video games is going to help somebody.
Yeah, and that kind of happened to me was, I didn't really hang out with any of my friends until I was freshman in high school. So whenever I would hang out with my friends, I didn't really know what to do. I still don't really know what to do. That's why I don't really hang out with anybody besides you.
Yeah.
And whenever back in high school and up to my senior year, one of the people would ask, like, whenever I would hang out with them, we would just hang around my TV just playing video games all day, and I'll make jokes and everything else like that. And one day, one of my sister's friends were like, why don't you do YouTube? Why don't you do this for a living? And I took long thought about it, and it was up until my senior year as I'm trying to graduate, and with ITT Tech closing down, when I was like, yeah, might as well pursue my career in that. And back around my birthday, back in 2015, 2014.
Yes, around them.
One of the YouTubers I used to watch committed suicide on my birthday. So that was a big push of, if you don't do this, you can, a lot of people's gonna end up not getting that push that they need for everyday life. So might as well help them while they're still here and bring them joy and bring them comfort and bring them that push that they need.
Yeah.
Give them that inspiration.
Yeah, and there were some other things that, like, pushed me to do this. Like, I remember right before my cousin was deployed, my sister and I were hanging out with him, and he was asking me, like, we were just trying to catch up, and he was asking me, oh, like, what do you want to do when you graduate? And I was kind of just like, I want to do, like, voice acting. And he's like, you should do YouTube then. Because he knows that I like playing video games. And he was like, you should do YouTube and, like, do gameplay stuff so you get your voice conditioned to doing that kind of stuff, because that'll really help with voice acting. And so he really helped with that. Like, that was, like, one of the things that I just remember, like, really pushing me to being like, yeah, like, I definitely think that's a really good idea. Like, I should start doing that.
Yeah.
It took quite a few years to get here, but...
At least you're here now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you started off being a fan on the channel, and watching the channel from the very beginning until now, where you can actually get to be part of it. It's such a big milestone, big step.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also just, like, my friend's house would host, like, a Bible study every Monday, and we would sometimes hang out other than then, but we would play usually just Smash Melee for hours. Just like every single time I'd go to her house, we'd play, like, her and I would play probably, it was usually just Smash Melee. Sometimes we'd play Mario Party or Mario Kart, but it was usually just Smash. And we'd find some other multiplayer games for if we, like, had sleepovers with more friends and things like that. But I just remember, like, that was our go-to game, and we would constantly play it.
See, mine was Five Nights at Freddy's. Because
we played that together a few times, but since it's not a multiplayer game, it was kind of awkward doing the single player games.
It was multiplayer for us, because what we would do is we would get a whole big bowl of M&Ms and Skittles and throw them at the TV screen whenever we would see one of the animatronics, trying to scare them away. But, you know, as kids, you expect, oh, this is gonna work.
Yeah.
But then 5 minutes later, it scares the living daylights out of you.
Yeah. But yeah, that and we'd play Minecraft together a lot.
Yeah.
Because her family had, like, a couple of laptops, and then they had set up their big giant flat screen TV as a, like, computer. And so one of us would play on that, and then the rest of, like, everybody else would play on their laptops. And then sometimes if we had more people come, they'd bring their own laptops, and we'd all just kind of sit in a circle in the living room and play Minecraft for, like, I think one time we pulled an all-nighter and we played Minecraft, like, the entire night.
I remember playing Minecraft when it first came out.
Yeah.
But then the hype started coming in, so I bailed out. And now that I'm getting back into it, there's so much stuff that I missed that I wish I could have played when it first came out, because playing it now, like, realizing how relaxing of a game it is, and not how cringy it is, but how your imagination can go run wild with it.
Yeah, and it's interesting how when we first started playing, because we started playing at the beginning of Minecraft, when we first started playing, like, it was basically nothing. And then, like, a year or two later, it got to be, like, a bit more than just, like, a sandbox game. Like, it had the survival mode, and then it was a thing back then that you would have to install mods to have, like, any kind of, like, animal other than, like, barnyard animals. And now they have, like, all these, like, exotic animals that they've added, like polar bears and turtles and dolphins and actual fish that you can see. And it's just, like, it was, like, kind of cool getting to experience that, like, especially for you. Like, you probably stopped playing back when you needed mods to do all that stuff, and now that you're playing again.
I stopped whenever the survival mode came on, because I remember seeing creepers and zombies and skeletons, but then I would get so frustrated that I would just quit.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't play it for, like, days on end, but then I'll come back onto it, and then one day I just stopped. But now I'm back on it with the Steven Universe mod that I got whenever I bought the game. I've just been having a blast trying to get used to the controls and also re-experience the childhood from whenever I was little playing.
Yeah.
But I want to take some time now just to be like, because now you voice act on the channel. You voice act as Zelda and you voice act as some other characters. What goes through your mind? Because I don't voice act on the channel at all. I just use my normal voice. Most, like 99% of the time, there's that one chance where I'm like, no, this character has a weird voice and I want to give it
yeah, sometimes you give characters weird voices and I'm just like,
stop.
What?
Where did this come from? But yeah, what goes through your mind?
Well, like when we first met Zelda, we had already discussed like what kind of character we wanted her to be, and then like I just thought, what's the goofiest voice, like ditziest, stupidest voice I could give her?
Yeah. Because Zelda is more in lines of she's this profound wisdom, no pun intended, character, and by making her stupid and making her ditzy, it's kind of giving that sort of realism to it that not every character is as they seem.
Yeah.
And that's why I like about you giving her that voice of being klutzy and being ditzy.
Yeah, and I do better giving characters a voice just off the top of my head and like how I would see them having like a stupid voice.
Yeah.
If I'm doing stupid voices. If I'm doing more serious voices, then, you know. But, like, for Zelda, it's mostly stupid voices. But I know you asked me to voice Impa, and you're like, oh, give her this voice. And I tried, and I couldn't.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but, like, if I'm told, like, sound like this person, it's harder for me to do it, like, on command. Like, I have to listen to that person for a while, and then, like, I'm able to kind of mimic how they sound, but if I just try to do it like right off the top of my head, I just can't, because I know I like kind of gave up. But yeah, like it's just kind of it's really cool like getting to do that, because like playing video games just even by myself, but also like with my sister, like I'd always given like we both together had always given characters stupid voices and things like that, so
yeah.
I've kind of just been doing this anyways, but now I'm doing it on recording.
Now you're doing it in front of tons of people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, it can be scary sometimes, but it's really rewarding at the end of the day. But, speaking of which, we're gonna actually talk more about our inspirations right after the break. So, we'll be right back with these important PSA messages.
What's going on, everybody? Do you have a passion for multimedia, for radio, maybe some video production? You need to be here Saturday, September 28th at ICB from 9:30 to 2 at our free hands-on workshop. You can call this number below, or you can go to icb.edu and reserve your spot today because seats are limited. But we want to see you, so make sure you're there.
Oh geez, those messages were so good. What do you think, Brian? Cool. Anyways. Man, he does have a lot to say. Alright. Well, welcome back. And we're gonna jump to the topic of our inspirations. Like, who inspired us the most, and like who inspires us every single day now. Like, from the music that we listen to shows that we watch, and so forth and so forth. So do you want to start that, or do you want me to?
You can start.
Oh, okay.
I started last time.
Oh, I know. Just getting pushed into the fire, I see. So, I'm the editor / owner of the channel, but I typically, what inspires me is just seeing everybody come together for this channel and actually having a good time and having fun and treating each other like friends and family. We'll be out and about because we went to Indie PopCon in June. Jeez, that was 2 months ago?
Yeah, oh my gosh.
Then here recently we've been seeing more and more of the good lovelies, which has been warming my heart every single person that we meet and see, because we went to Indie PopCon and there was this person just, as soon as she saw us, she stopped and just was like, couldn't stop saying hi over and over again because of how flustered she got.
Yeah,
and
it was sweet.
It was so sweet and adorable. So shout out to
whoever she was.
Yeah, whoever she was.
She was too shy to say, like, to come up and like really say hi. Like, she would always like say hi like really quietly while passing us.
Yeah.
And like really shy and like all that. It was really adorable.
And that was...
You're watching this, leave a comment down below saying who you are.
Yeah, because next time we go to a convention or anything like that, just if you see us, just stop and say hi, take a picture, whatever you want to do. Just please keep it appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also what inspires me is the type of music that I listen to. But first, before I get to the music, I want to actually give a few shout outs to some of our lovelies that we met. We went to Chick-fil-A, not a sponsor, but...
Please sponsor us, Chick-fil-A. I want free food.
Just give us all the sweet chicken and Chick-fil-A sauce. Just put it in the bag, it's fine. But yeah, no, we went to Chick-fil-A and there was a worker there that's friends with us through Instagram. But she also watches the channel that freaked out when she first saw us. And I was trying to talk to a family friend, but she's just like, oh my goodness, it's you guys.
Yeah.
Started freaking out. I'm like, hello. Nice.
It's really cute.
It was really cute.
Yeah, she's a really sweet girl.
Yeah. From the conversations that we had with her.
The like very few conversations at like the drive-through and stuff that we've had. She's really sweet.
I always check in on her just to make sure that she's okay on Instagram and stuff. So, but shout out to her and also shout out to the person that saw me at the mall and was way too shy to say hi. Shout out to them. But on to what inspires me through music is all the bands that we have lined up over here, especially the middle one, TWRP. One of it I am editing. If you like Daft Punk or the 80s synth type music, they're a perfect blend and body positive and just mental health positive enough that will actually get you through your day. That I actually saw them in Columbus with another band that we don't have up there. They're called Planet Booty, but they're very highly recommended. And if you just want something with inspiration, if you want something with just positivity in it, they're two good bands to listen to. Same with the other two bands. If you just want comedy, they're definitely go-to. But
yeah. I'm still salty I missed out on seeing them. I even knew they were there. Like, I constantly drove past Scully's and I would constantly see. Actually, I didn't see that Twerp was going to be there. I saw that they were going to be at a different theater.
The Cafe.
And I was just like, because they had like, somewhere was advertising that they were going to be in like town, and I like saw their like logo and I was like, why do I recognize this? And I like was a fan, but I wasn't like, I get things really confused easily, and like I came into like a bunch like NSP, Twerp, and Starbomb all at the same time, so I would get their names mixed up. So I was kind of like, I know what that band is, and I really liked them. Yeah, but which one is it? And like, I'm still really upset to this day that like I know I was out and about that day because I remember seeing like the sign at Scully's saying they were going to be there and how packed it was, and like
so you probably saw me standing out
probably.
in the rain.
Yeah,
I stood both Garrett, James, and I stood out in the rain for a half hour until the door was even open.
Yeah, because I remember feeling like bad for all the people who had to sit out in the rain and being like, glad I'm not them. But then like a couple weeks later, I was like, wait a second, that's what that band was that was playing there?
That was you that was standing out in the rain?
Well, okay, yeah. But yeah, like...
You liked my post on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it was when I liked your post on Instagram, I realized, I was like, wait a second. Shoot, I missed out.
I even had an extra ticket and everything.
Oh,
Well,
man.
next time to come over, you'll be
Yeah.
the biggest person I tell. Oh,
It better
okay.
be. Better be.
But TV show wise, of course, Cowboy Bebop and animes like that, because boy do I love good cop shows, especially anime cop shows like Space Dandy, Cowboy Bebop, and anime like that, where it has a dark tone but also that ton of humor and ton of mystery as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, do you want to jump to you? You can
Let me
also
definitely,
say,
like...
you can also say musicals as well.
Yeah. I mean, I've been a fan of musicals my entire life.
Yeah.
I was watching freaking Cats, the like official recording from Broadway, like since I was like a baby. So my parents were musical nerds and didn't even tell me. I'm still upset about that.
I have never seen Cats.
You're going to see Cats.
Yeah, I know I'm going to see Cats. I see you, Aaron. Thank you for giving those nice hand. Thank you. Anyways.
But yeah, I mean, musicals got me into wanting to sing. I was like I took it was a music class, but it was mostly like a singing class.
Yeah.
Like we all had like a musical instrument that like our teacher used to help us learn how to sing and like all of that, but she focused mostly on singing and coaching, that kind of stuff. So yeah, like musicals really got me hyped up into like the different voices and doing that kind of thing. And
See, like I was a fan of musicals, but I didn't realize I was a musical fan until I was literally a senior in high school. So I realized
oh my gosh, that's late. Yeah, I didn't know
that was
until I was in
really
like
late.
middle school, and then I was like, yeah, I'm a musical fan.
And I was even in drama too, so I was just sitting in drama class one day, I was like, wait a minute. They're playing Hamilton and I'm really enjoying this. What's going on here? But what got me back into musicals was In the Heights. I went to go see that down in Dayton and I just fell in love with it. And ever since then, literally on the car ride here, we listened to Hades Town.
Yeah, I'm really excited to get to see that.
Yes. One of a...
I hate to say this, but I'm more excited to see that than Beetlejuice. I don't know why. I really want to see Beetlejuice too, like very
you just
badly.
watched the movie.
It's not gonna be the same.
Yeah, I don't know. But going on that, In the Heights made me want to listen to more musicals and experience now culture musicals. That's what got me into Chicago and Hamilton and David Hansen that's up on the wall that you can pan to if you want. Wow, look at that zoom. Cool. And also Hades Town and Beetlejuice, because musicals have this amazing story to them, but not a lot of people want to accept that. Just like with Hades Town in general. It's an old Greek story, but they sing it anyways and they tell it anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, and well, I know people that don't like musicals. They like the stories that musicals tells. They just don't like the music, like the musical aspect of it. They'd rather just watch a play. And I can kind of understand that. Like musicals, if you're not used to them, can be a little bit weird. And the person I'm thinking of grew up in like New York, so like they were already not really used to that. Like as much, like I can't remember if they're from Brooklyn or the Bronx, but yeah, I think they were from the Bronx. But yeah, it was just...
Of course. Just the Bronx. What's wrong with you people? I'm just joking.
But yeah, like, definitely, like, the Game Grumps really got me. The Game Grumps is what really inspired me because, like, my best friend and I, like I said, would constantly play Smash together, and we wouldn't play Smash normally. What we'd do is we'd try and do funny, like, photo sessions. Like, try and get, like, the weirdest, like, photos possible. Like, just pause the game at, like, the weirdest moment.
That's what I do now with the new Smash.
Yeah, and, like, I can remember sometimes we'd play with somebody who had never played with us before, and they'd be like, why do you guys keep pausing the game? It's like, I just want to fight people. It's like, we just want to have a good time.
Yeah, that's what we're here for. But
yeah, like, definitely, like, Game Grumps did really help me in that way, and showing that, like, yeah, this is a thing that people do for a living, and it's possible.
Yeah.
And, just having, like, really supportive people in my life, like, my senior year, I went through 3 different career choices. Because, like I said, my junior year, like, in the junior year, I wanted to be a voice actor and do YouTube, but I couldn't.
Yeah.
Well, I thought I couldn't, because I wanted to do something that would, like, sustain me. And then kind of going back in time from that, back when I wanted to do that stuff, I remember my mom telling me, like, at some kind of holiday event, nagging me about it, and my uncle being like, no, like, wait, like, let her talk. Like, because he was a counselor, and so he liked listening to people and helping people with things, and you know, he was always really supportive and encouraging, and like he would always encourage me to do what I wanted to do, and he really enjoyed helping people, and I didn't realize how many people he had helped and how much help he had done until, like, after he had passed away. And I wish I had known a lot more of that stuff earlier, but, like, he is the person who got me into Queen at a very young age. I didn't know I was a Queen fan until high school, when I realized, wait a second, all these songs I've been listening to my entire life and loved were Queen?
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
That's to a lot of people.
Because the only song I had ever associated with them was Bohemian Rhapsody, and that was the only one. I didn't realize that all of these other songs that I loved were Queen.
I feel like that's what happened to a lot of people whenever they're younger. Was that they would listen to Queen and they would love it, but not realize that it's Queen until they get older.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, it was that band.
Yeah. But yeah, like, he was always a really positive, encouraging person to, like, do what I love and things like that. And then, so, like, the end of junior year, I wanted to be a hairdresser. But then, beginning of my senior year, my uncle passed away, and I had also, like, other than hairdressing, like, I had also kind of wanted to be either a therapist or a counselor. And that kind of pushed me to want to, like, help people. And so I was like, the reason why I chose hairdresser in the end of my senior year was because I remember, like, I would have to stay at my cousin's house a lot. And I can remember my uncle only, like, he would be able to spend maybe an hour with them in the morning if they all got up early enough, and maybe an hour at night. Because of, like, he worked at, I think at that point in time, he worked at a prison, and he worked kind of far away. So, like, he would get up at, like, 3 or 4 in the morning, get up for works at 4 or 5, spend maybe an hour with my cousins, and then go to work. And then at night, he'd come back around, like, between 9 and midnight, and maybe spend an hour with my cousins then. And I just remember thinking, like, I kind of want to be a stay-at-home parent, so I don't know if counseling is really what I want to do, because I don't want to be, because I also would want to be doing, like, either, like, juvenile, you know, detention counseling, or I would be wanting to do, like, prison counseling. So I didn't want to, you know, I'd want to be able to be at home and be with my family. So that kind of, and just counselors, sadly, are not paid anything really at all.
Sadly.
Yeah. They're like the worst paying job you could have. or worst paying career you could have, which is sad. But like
Because
that's why
what we mostly need right now. Is
yeah.
counselors.
But then I decided to do hairdressing because it would have been the most flexible thing. But just
The
like
hair is flexible. See what you did there?
yeah. Oh, I wasn't even thinking about that. But then like I always just kind of felt like that wasn't the right thing for me. And then like just thinking about like I want to do something that I can do that I can help people. And I started trying to think of ways I could turn salon work into helping people. Like, oh, I could work at a homeless shelter, giving homeless people haircuts, or I could work with special needs people to give them haircuts. And it's never really like felt satisfying enough. And then like seeing your channel and thinking about doing YouTube again, I thought like, yeah, like doing YouTube is a way you can help people and kind of counsel people and show people like, you know,
You
that
can do whatever you set your mind to.
yeah. And that's what kind of led me to being here.
Even back in high school and just about all my life, there's only been really 3 things I really wanted to do with my life. And well, it was big and fall.
Same.
Yeah.
As I just listed 3 things.
The first thing is I wanted to be an archaeologist.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to be that when I was younger.
Yeah, because who doesn't
Who
love
doesn't?
history? Yeah. The people that didn't like Indiana Jones, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know who that would be, but
I can name a few. But besides that, I know, tragic. But second one is being a writer, which I put a lot of like I've made a compilation of short stories that I really want to actually put out there sometime or another. I might mix it in with the Monster of the Week and the D&D stuff at some point.
Yeah.
Just so I can share the stories, but also keep it personal for me. That and also, third thing was being YouTuber. And also being a cosplayer. Which now I get to do 3 of the 4 things that I really wanted to do.
yeah.
And which doing YouTube, it's people that really inspired me was not just Game Gums, but Game Gums was a big inspiration for me, as well as Felix, PewDiePie.
Yeah.
Because I remember whenever
Yeah.
he first started and watching him be like, I really want to do this for a living. He's playing video games
Yeah, same.
for a living, and then also he's making hilarious jokes. But then, whenever I got older, I started watching Markiplier and Jacksepticeye, which I stopped watching them because I started realizing who they were trying to become, and I didn't really care for that and didn't like that.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to focus on more getting personal with people and not leaving everybody out.
Yeah, yeah. And I really liked, one of the things I really liked, like Markiplier was a big inspiration for me, because he came from Ohio, and it's
Yeah.
kind of like,
From this area, too.
yeah, like, a lot of the YouTubers that have been the biggest inspirations for me have come from Ohio. One of them I didn't even know until I was watching like a live stream of theirs, and then they're just like, yeah, stupid Ohio weather, and I'm just like, wait, they're from Ohio?
I'm like, wait a minute.
Like, oh, like, yeah, the same like bad weather is happening to me right now. But yeah, like, also just like the thing that kind of like I liked about Markiplier early on was how I started watching him from his drunk Minecraft live streams or videos or whatever they were. I think they were just videos, but I'm pretty sure they were completely unedited, but they were basically just him and his friends would get drunk, go on a Minecraft server, and then they would be given prompts of things to build or things to do. And they would have
sounds
to
like
try
fun.
and work together to do it. And I remember thinking, wait a second, you can make money off of just goofing off with your friends on camera? Like, that sounds awesome. I want to
Just
do
that
that.
time traveler TikTok comes in, just like you now pointing at your past self, you're gonna make jokes on YouTube and make money off of it.
Yeah.
Like proofs away. Because that's what you're gonna do now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, I one of the things, I was on YouTube a little bit. It was on my sister's channel, but we made little movies, if you can call them that, with our cousins at family get-togethers.
They're so good.
Oh, they're so good. They're so good.
Like Trolls 2 level goodness.
Ooh, they're so good. One of them was filmed on like a lower quality version of this. And one of them was filmed on
Oh, cool. Just
like
interacting with the set. That's cool.
one of them was filmed on a Galaxy Light.
Oh.
Yeah. One of them was filmed on, I think it was a Galaxy Light, but was never finished. We had one scene left to film. And then I think it was either at Easter or, yeah, it was at some kind of family get together, and the parents called dessert, and we were just like,
You need to finish it. Did you not hear the mysterious guy that's filming us? We need to finish it now.
yeah.
Okay.
What would be great is just like you then, Allison, it turns into you now. For like the last scene, we'll add some like time travel stuff to it.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Also, I wanted to do YouTube because there's not a lot of people with disabilities that do what we do on YouTube. Because of me having mild cases of cerebral palsy, you don't really see a lot of people with this disability or just disabilities in general playing games on YouTube. So I wanted to pave that road of, if you do have a disability, or if you are an outcast, if people look at you differently, you can do this for a living, and you can do whatever you want to do, no matter what disability you have, and no matter where you came from, and whatever walks of life, you can do whatever you want to do, and that's literally what I set out to do.
Yeah.
So, but besides that, along with this podcast episode, I'm going to find the face backstory episode and post it after this one goes up, just so we can have both Gwen, because this is mostly your backstory, your background episode, and I'm going to post my backstory right after this one. So, yeah, make it easier. Mine's going to be all audio.
Okay.
So yeah, that's gonna be fun. Try to find that and just having people listen to it.
Yeah, and I mean, I kind of want to do the same thing as you with like your disability. Like, I have severe ADHD, and I wanted to help kind of with that thing of showing people they can do whatever they want. Like showing, especially people who have like severe things like ADHD or dyslexia or autism, that like you can still do something that you enjoy.
Yeah.
Because it's really hard to get a job when you have these kind of disabilities.
Yeah, it is.
So just showing them that, like, hey, what you enjoy, you can still make something out of it.
Yeah, because I started going there in the International College of Broadcasting, which was probably the ad for this podcast and what's been the ads for all these podcasts, is because it's such an amazing school that even though I have a disability, there's tons of people from different walks of life that have severe ADHD, that have disabilities, that come from every which way, that they all combine together and they make awesome creative work that has basically, like, remember the song from Hamilton, "The History Has Its Eyes on You"?
Yeah.
I had my moment there with one of the professors, and that was certainly one of the biggest pushes. And that school has been such a big push for me to do what I do now, because that actually gave me the confidence and the strength I needed to do what I do. So, yeah. If you're not tuned the whole YouTuber, if you really want to get into this, but you don't, not trying to make this into an ad, because I don't really want to do that, but if you just a heads up, if you do want to get into this creative field of doing YouTube, of doing podcasts or anything like that, the International College of Broadcasting is one of the best routes to go, in my opinion. Just in case if you don't really know quite what to do with some of the technology, they're an amazing school that will teach you whatever you need to do to push you in the right field that you want to go into. So, but back to what we were talking about before with my backstory and the disabilities, is I go into more detail in the audio only backstory episode, so that's why I'm going to post it after this one goes up. So yeah, is that all you want to talk about? Alright, cool. Well, if you enjoyed this episode of Broken Honey Cast, please high five Gwen with your thumb.
Leave a comment down below.
Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Also, don't forget to ring the bell.
Ding.
Instantly notified when I upload. And yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day, whatever day you're watching this, and next time, Broken Honey Cast. Bye.
Bye.